We'll start the meeting. It's 5 o'clock. I want to thank everybody for coming this evening. It's kind of a tenuous time for all of us. Just sitting as a selectman, we're looking at the whole town, all the departments, and looking at the revenues. And we're concerned about revenues. We just, through the end of June, the revenues are coming in. They're not as exciting as they were last year. We're about the same level. We're noticing that some of the residential businesses are not paying up like they have in the past. We're not behind, but we're watching it. It's a very cautious thing, and we're looking at all the state and federal programs too, because we don't know which way they're. So that's all back February, March, I guess, to watch the spending and like that. We thank you for doing that. And in May, we asked everybody to review the budget and do priority items. Police department has submitted, thank you very much to Chief for submitting your colored chart to us so we can review it. We're still waiting to hear from, haven't got anything from the fire department as yet, but when they come up, hopefully they'll have their hand on for us. This is an open discussion. We're not going to make any decisions tonight. We're trying to get everything in order so that when it comes down later in the year, we'll know what is going on. I don't think, personally, I speak for myself, I don't think we'll see the other shoe drop yet. I think when we get into August, September, October, we'll find a different time in revenues and like that. And the reports we've had at the economic development meeting the other night were not encouraging too much when it came to the malls. Some of them were not paying rent, and some of them, it's a far-reaching thing, and we don't know the whole total impact, but we all have to be in this together and work on it. So we start off, Chief, if you want to.
Before the chief starts, I have a couple of questions that
Please.
I'd like answered, please. What is the percentage of the people, the businesses that have not paid their taxes so far?
We don't have a definite percentage, and it just stopped the end of June, probably last week. We'll probably have a number in the next week or two on that. But we're looking at last year's numbers and looking at what is coming in, and it just seems to be a little off right now. Yeah, we can't say that what it is, but and don't forget, we're still negotiating with the power plants, the utility companies, which are asking for big rebates. We're still in the process of negotiating that, and probably we might even go to court on that. We don't know. We're in the process of negotiating. So there's a lot going on right now.
And my next question is, what was the budget committee's involvement in this process?
The budget committee we went through this in the fall with the budget committee. They came in with the recommendations. The budget went to the town.
It was passed.
To the town. It was passed. And then the budget committee, we will have a meeting with them probably end of July or early August to go over the chairman, Mr. Lamson, wants us to go over, which he does every year with the budget committee, go over the budget, see where it is, see what the spending is, and see where the levels are.
Okay, so this 15% cut, the budget committee has had no input in that?
This was an arbitrary, we picked a number. We just looked at and thought that we have to start somewhere. We could have started at 25%, or we could have started at 20%. We picked 15.
But how did you come up with 15%?
It was just a discussion among us and looking at what down the road. I don't think there was anything scientific.
Between just the selectmen?
Yes, and periodicals that we read and things looking down the road, and nobody's right of what's happening or going down the road. It's just an arbitrary number to come up with.
Okay, and my next
Brenda, if I
question.
may add
Yeah.
one thing. After the budget committee has reviewed and made their recommendations and the town passes the budget, we want to include the budget committee for their recommendations. Once the budget is passed,
Which it has been passed.
the
Yes.
authority rests with the selectmen. We choose to involve the budget committee.
So what you're saying is the Board of Selectmen has the ability to override what the town voters voted for? Is that what
No.
you're saying?
I think.
No.
Go ahead.
I'll try. Once the budget is passed,
Okay,
and if there was some circumstances like what we're faced with now, possible financial uncertainty, the selectmen have the authority to go in and make budget adjustments. We've chosen to involve the budget committee, and we would welcome their input. The authority, after the budget's been approved, rests with the selectmen.
Go to the RSA, correct? Is that answer?
what RSA is that?
The RSA. RSA 32:10, I believe it is. Any other questions before we start into the?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, so in May, what Martha proposed was that we do a 15% cut in our budget. And in discussing it, at first, I heard it was mentioned to me that it was from the budget that was approved by the town. In looking at the budget, I think that was kind of difficult, especially after our expenditures came in. So in May, we kind of had some different numbers yesterday when I sent this over to you, and then when Martha sent it over. We were going off of our main numbers, and then obviously more expenditures regarding salaries and everything else that was in play for this. So in calculating our numbers, we gave the Board of Selectmen 3 options, and pretty much this was worked on, obviously, myself with the commissioners and Kerry, the executive administrative assistant, and putting these numbers together. So when you thank me for putting this together, she did the Excel sheet with all the colors. So thank you, Kerry. In looking at this, I am going to say out of the 3 options, green options, yellow options, and red options, all the options are going to be severe to us in affecting our budget. And it's going to be difficult in taking some of these, in looking at it and taking some of these items out or decreasing the items as we've done. The effects in next year's budget is going to be substantial in some aspects, and especially when we go to red option. So in the green and the other thing we did in calculating the numbers to try to get as close to the 15% as we can, in discussing with the commissioners, we added our revenue into that equation just to show that we are bringing in money as well, and that goes into the general budget. So in the first green option, we're looking at cutting $35,814.34, and that's going to be eliminating. I'm sorry. Yeah, but this is the number right here. That was just
Yeah, 35.
No,
35,000.
35,000.
35,000, right.
So in doing that, we're gonna be reducing some in fuel costs, vehicle tires, recruit testing, and in looking at the budget before we hired our last officer, who's in the academy right now, before we knew who he was, we put in for full insurance. So he had a family plan. Budget was already passed before he was hired. So there's a decrease in the insurance with that, plus Diana retiring. And Diana had full 100% coverage through the town. So we calculated and did the estimates with that reduction. So that's the green option. The yellow option is going to be minus $51,264.34. And that's gonna be taking away some money from the part-time salaries, which the residents will see that there will be a decrease in patrol in the area, in the village. A $6,000 cut from our prosecutor. Right now, we looked at that from last year, where we had a $6,000 surplus from that position, so we believe we'll be able to take that out. However, based on COVID, the courts haven't been active. Now they're slowly opening, and we are doing a lot of stuff virtually. However, some cases are heard in the courts. The courts are backlogged now enough, but COVID put everything back 2 to 3 months. And this is also considering Superior Court, which actually doesn't calculate that. But then we go back down to the insurance, as explained in the green line with the health insurance. Fuel would be cut again. Recruit testing, professional training, and physical fitness for the treadmill that we requested. So with the training, we're able to do that because obviously there's not a lot of traveling with the training right now. We're able to hold some virtual trainings, but we're mandated by the state of New Hampshire to have a certain amount of hours each year that we have to comply with. So, but looking at the big picture, we know that there's not going to be a lot of traveling. But also we're looking at cutting training is tough because especially with the civil unrest and how the world is requiring police officers to go to do additional trainings in their duties. I'm a little nervous about it, but that's an area that we can cut to show in the yellow option. Now the red option.
Can I ask a question, Chief?
Yep.
How come we didn't carry over the 2,500? Like you carried over the insurance all the way across, but you didn't carry the tires all the way across.
Correct, because we're giving that option, because right now we do have tires, but what's gonna happen is, if we don't get tires this year, we're gonna be begging, stealing, and borrowing, and asking for money for tires.
Which is a safety issue.
So, we have, in looking in the garage today, we have tires, we just changed our tires over. We have enough to fit 5 cruisers, but after that, we won't.
Well, the only reason I asked it on the budget area, you got it all on the green line, but you didn't carry the yellow and the red. I would have thought you'd have carried it all the way across.
No, I wasn't gonna do it, I was giving an option.
Okay.
And the different options are as looking at it as a department head with the commissioners is where we can cut, and we have to cut certain spots, or where we can save a certain spot, and that's where we have to think about.
Thank you.
And we're trying to get to the 15%. So the red option right now, the only 2 line items, and I'm reluctant on this, but it was a number to add with keeping all the other things, not knowing what's going to happen, is the insurance again is a big number with the savings of the insurance, excuse me, and the $45,000 for the cruiser.
We're not locked into the cruiser, Chief.
Well, when we did this in May, the cruiser was ordered right after town vote. So I don't know where we stand with the cruiser right now, because obviously you guys requested a meeting. When this was done in May, I didn't know what the Board of Selectmen was going to make a decision on. So we're taking the cruiser out in this section. If a decision isn't made, like you said, it's not made tonight.
There'll be no decisions made, for the record, there'll be no decisions made. We're still looking for input, and we're still looking down the road. We have to look at this judiciously for the long range. As one member of the board of the budget committee said, we've got to take care of home first and not worry about all the others. So tonight, we're looking at the home and getting prepared for this.
So that was an option without cutting other things in there to get to the 15%. That's the route we took. Now again, if we're missing a cruiser this year, if it happens to be that way, we're gonna be paying for it at the end because we're gonna be doing extra maintenance, extra costs for the repairs of the vehicles, so. And then we're gonna be behind the cruiser in the upcoming years, once the economy starts getting better.
Okay. Questions by members of the? No, thank you. I think this gives us gives us some ranges. As I said, we're not making any decision. We're looking for the input and looking at this and weighing as we go down the road. We passed the budget in mid-March. And I think it was the 14th, and then 2 or 3 days later, the whole world started shutting down around us. And since then, so many things have happened, so much has happened, and changed views, changed direction, and we're just trying to go down the path with resistance, but with the fewest bumps to make sure that we're solvent at the end of the line, and that's the bottom line that we're looking at right now. We're not here to be hackmen or anything. And first of all, on behalf of the selectmen and all the people at that, we want to thank the police department and the fire department for all the extra work and the stress that you people have been through since the virus happened and everything like that. It's muchly appreciated, and it hasn't gone unnoticed by the town.
No, we do appreciate that. If there's one more thing I can add, right
Please.
now, we did purchase some equipment, and we have $30,000 worth of equipment at the police department that we cannot use. It's sitting there. As we go forward, especially with the spending freeze, I'd like to request at some point that we have the option for a decision to be made that we start implementing the equipment. One of them is a life safety issue with the live scan, and that's connecting the equipment in order to operate and to be connected to the
You
state.
got the equipment?
We have the equipment, we have $30,000, that and the lockers that need to be,
If they paid for it?
they're paid
They paid for it.
for the installation.
I don't know. What
You
it-
mean going online,
Going on
like
for it,
subscribing?
because there's
to-
additional costs, because with the spending freeze, we weren't spending any money,
Right.
and it's gonna cost money to implement these things.
Is that a problem?
How much money will it cost to office?
Well, the lockers, I believe, is anywhere between $3,000 and $5,000, and then the live scan is about $2,000 to hook up.
Like about $5 grand total?
Yeah,
But isn't the live scan the most important thing to you, Chief?
it is.
I would say that we could consider the live scan, given the situation that we're faced with, and certainly would help protect the town. And I would agree that falls into safety. So,
What we could do is give us a memo on that.
Right.
Next meeting we'll bring it up.
Okay.
Take care of it. Address that, chief.
Okay.
that'd be good.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing it up so we know about it.
Can I ask a question, Ted?
Yeah.
It's completely away from this. Have the Board of Selectmen really thought about getting with the planning board to change the zoning down there at the mall?
We're in a meeting this Thursday night on housing with the planning department, getting everybody in. And that's one of the first steps, to sit down and go over the study that has been done.
It is an open meeting, Jack,
Okay.
and it's gonna be under the tent. So,
Thursday afternoon at 5 o'clock, same time, Thursday afternoon at 5 o'clock will be the planning board and the report that the planning board had done that was initiated by the selectmen funded. So we get it done, we invited the planning board, plus the Board of Adjustment, the Economic Development, I believe the Conservation, and anybody else sit in to look at, because it's a big report, and a lot of people draw their own
Because,
conclusions.
I work for the sewer department and that's, it's even affecting us,
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Thank you, Jack.
that's for sure, Jack.
I don't do online or anything else, so that's why I'm asking,
Yeah.
so, all right,
Yeah.
thank you, I appreciate that.
Okay. Mr. Arsenault.
Just following up on one of Brenda's questions, and just kind of giving you a background, without any authority of speaking for a board, revenue that we are expecting or that will hit for the first half of the year, we anticipate is gonna be a lot due to the federal funding and assistance that was given to some of the businesses, or some of it, a percentage of that PPP that was appropriated to the businesses, is actually mandated and earmarked for paying taxes and paying your landlord type of deal. However, when that federal funding runs out, what we anticipate is the second half of the year, come December, the tax bill will be very cheap.
You're
Because those
absolutely
funds will
right.
be available. So the arbitrary 15% is a good stab at it, really. I think the selectmen are kind of accurate with that. I'm a little bit more conservative. I might have said even more, but that's kind of the anticipation coming from the business side of the house, from the retail division specifically. Obviously, some of the industry and other manufacturers in town haven't been as affected, but the retail side has been slaughtered and kind of kept up with federal funds, but that's about to run out.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for the
Thank
input.
you.
That was very- Anything else with the police department? No, thank you all very much. Appreciate it. Nice to see you. See you next year. It's, I know we scheduled this for 6, but everybody is here, Mr. Chairman. John, you want to proceed right now? Okay.
That way you guys have a
Thank you, sir.
Thank
How are
you.
you?
Thank you, Chief.
Before we start, I just wanted to make a statement about the revenues. Picture this, if we have a fiscal problem in town, serious one, every bit of the revenue, no matter the sources, has been accounted for. So we may even have to go deeper than that. So I realize the fire department and the police department do have revenues, but those revenues go into the general fund, and that general fund, if it were to be depleted, is when we would then go to the reductions that we've talked about.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I have a question. Prior to this meeting, we requested the town budget year-to-date summary report. The departments feed into the big picture. Going forward, we're going to be talking about the budget, and budget committee will be starting up earlier than usual this year. So, could we please have the town budget year-to-date summary report?
I got that from the chief last night, and absolutely will get that to
Hello.
you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, either call me or call next door, and we'll get that.
And please cut her a little slack, only because with the president coming to town and preparing for these two meetings, Martha's been very, very busy, so it may be one more day beyond that. Is that okay?
At your earliest convenience. It's a couple of clicks, my friend. Thank you.
Okay, why don't you get up?
Good? Perfect.
Chairman?
I'm turn it right over to the chief.
So the first page is it's just a generalization.
Did you get a copy of
Yes,
this?
thanks.
Absolutely. Yep. Of the current year-to-date revenues and the anticipated revenues, and I will say that on the anticipated side, we just did get a check today from the government for their fee for just over $16,000, so that just came in today, so that's actually gonna be on the year-to-date.
Excuse me?
From McGovern Subaru.
Oh,
Guild
okay.
Reserve.
Oh, okay.
So that just came in today, so that'll be coming across the street probably tomorrow. And then down below is the current and anticipated salary savings. So with the vacancy that we've had, actually 2 vacancies that we've had, one since the beginning of the year and then one since towards the end of April. So far, we have already saved just under $70,000 in our salary line with those 2 vacancies, and by the time the 2 positions get filled, one should hopefully be within the next week or so, and then the other one will be the beginning-ish of August. We'll go through a couple more pay periods with the vacancies. So by the time everything plays out, we should be right just over $79,000 in savings in salary. And so if we go to page 2, ours is set up similar as far as the red, yellow, green. With the green being, it will hurt, but not horribly. The detail pay, that, again, that just goes right back in the general fund, so that gets repaid. Any money that we use that for, similar to the police departments. Office equipment, at this time, we don't have anything pending that we need. Vehicle fuel, with the call volume being reduced for the last couple months, it is picking back up again, but we anticipate that with that lack of use and the fuel costs going down, we can have some money savings there. Public education, with the school being closed and outside classes kind of being parlayed for right now, we can turn that money back in. Sick pay buyout, we're anticipating some savings there based off of our usage history. Longevity, with the recent retirement of a member, now we only have one person in the house that qualifies for it. And the ambulance billing fees, that, with the new company that we had, that was a new line item from last year. We're anticipating that we're gonna have some cost savings there, so we can turn some money back in there. So that totaled $16,137. So option 2 is gonna hurt a little bit more. Uniforms, we're gonna be making some reductions there. We still have 2 employees that will need to be coming on and fully outfitted on top of our existing needs. Plans review, with the status of everything right now, we're kind of reducing in that as well. And the engineer's operating fund, so those there total $3,000. Then on the 3rd page, at the beginning of the 2nd page, is our red options, which are really gonna hurt. Our training salary, due to classes being suspended at the state and federal level, except for some online stuff, we're not able to send the members to classes at remote locations. Same thing with the professional training, which goes in turns to pay for the classes, where the training salary pays to cover the shift for those people that are going to the classes. Vehicle maintenance, kind of shooting in the dark with this one. With the aging fleet going on, looking at we can save hopefully about $5,000. Equipment purchases, we've postponed everything right now that we're looking to get, so we'll hopefully have some savings there, but there are some things that we still need to buy. So go down to the graph down below. Obviously the $79,192 is from the savings from the salary line, so that's going to be a constant. That's going to get turned back in. And then as you march across, there's separate combinations, anywhere from $79,000 up to $109,000 in savings. And then down below is a couple budget details as far as last year and this year. And then on the last page, as a separate option, is our existing, right now, our vacation liability. So our members accrue vacation and they have to use and be down below the 240-hour threshold by the end of the calendar year. One thing that I know from surrounding towns have the option is a vacation buy down. So I just did the rough math for you, that if they were to use their vacation buy down that's on the, or vacation that's on the books right now to bring them down to the 240 hours, it would cost $22,532 and change in overtime costs to cover their vacancies. If they were to do a one-time vacation buy down, it would cost $14,900 with a savings of just shy of $7,600. As another option to save some salary.
questions by members of the selectmen? Thank you, you know, we're still a long way off from 15% that we asked for, but we're working on it, we're
Essentially,
starting on it.
15% is gonna be cutting it.
Oh, yeah, we understand, but we might have to, we're not saying, we're looking at the whole picture, appreciate the input, wish we had had it earlier so we could gone over it, but we will go over this and adjust it, and, we'll monitor this as we go along. Anybody have any questions they would like to ask?
We are asking all the
Thank
boards,
you.
all the committees in the whole town to comply with some of our wishes so we can try to get a handle on this. We're looking at the worst case scenarios as well as the better case scenarios. And that's where we came up with 15% to start. Thank you for your time. And thank you for your service for our town.
So you did say, you did say you're asking all departments in town to
We
look
have
at their
all the
budgets?
committees, all the boards,
We have.
We
everybody.
have.
Okay.
Last
So we're not
month we
just
sent
picking on
that
just
out,
one
we sent
person.
reminders out, and
Okay.
we're working with them and talking.
Okay, and, so that would include what departments around, I'm trying to think, there's the library,
We've talked to
No.
the school,
Oh,
we've
no,
talked to the
library.
library.
The school,
We've talked to
the
the
library.
recreation, we've talked,
Okay.
what other thing constitutes the budget?
Okay.
We're doing.
Okay,
We're not
so
picking
it's,
on
it's
any
a,
agency.
it's a gathering of potential cuts,
Yeah,
okay,
Correct.
yeah. No,
Everybody.
it's
okay,
the whole budget.
And just understand, the selectmen do not have the authority to make any reductions
yes,
with the library.
yes, I do understand the library, once it's funded, is a one-way punch.
Right.
I did know that.
Yeah. Okay. No other
Thank you.
questions?
Thank you.
Thank you all very
Thank you.
much. Appreciate it, taking the time and going over this with us.
We'll get that report to you the next day or two.
Thank you.
What do you have to do for the president comment?
Yeah, that's, wow.
Thank you for coming over.
Emily, I didn't know you had so many help.
Yeah.